Cheers. Oh, man. That was a hell of a game. That was a hell of a game. Whew. So, yeah, Minnesota Wild win in a shootout on Hockey Day, Minnesota 2023. 3-2 is the final. Oh, man. Wow. I mean, it isn't always pretty, but again, somehow just managed to find a way to get it done at the end of the day. And if you're a Wild fan, that's about all you can really ask for, honestly. And, yeah, well, just kind of go ahead and get into it a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, it was an even game, back and forth, pretty much most of that entire game. Joel Eriksson Ek scores the first goal for the Wild, and Jared Spurgeon, baby. Oh man, I love Jared Spurgeon. He's one of the more underrated players in this entire league, if you want my opinion, just because he does it all. I mean, he's a silent guy. You know, you don't really expect anything per se, but man, he knows what to do. I mean, there's a reason he's my captain, baby. So, yeah. But that's kind of basically it for the recap here, but the Minnesota Wild are now 27, 17, and 4 as we go into the All-Star break, and whoo, boy, all I can say is rest up, fellas. Rest up, fellas. Rest up, fellas, because holy crap, is it going to come down to the end. I mean, the Central is just an absolute cluster bomb. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, if we're being honest here, I can't even tell because it's so close from top to middle. I mean, other than, you know, Arizona and Chicago, which are pretty much at this point lost causes, for lack of a better term. Which, I mean, we all knew it was probably going to happen. I mean, they were both going for the Connor Bedard sweepstakes here, so who knows? But the rest of the teams are still in it, even though the Blues... Oh, yeah, I know. I love how, like, everyone was still thinking that, I mean, the Blues, I think they lost a little bit more firepower than a lot of people anticipated they were going to lose. Like, Perron was a huge loss for them. You know, and now going with Greiss instead of Husso, who helped guide your team last year as well. I mean, who knows? Not to mention they've had a lot of injuries too. I mean, even Dallas and Winnipeg are, like, if we could just find a way to catch back up with them, then I like our odds. It's just they somehow managed to pull away far enough where it could just be between those two as of now. Granted, like I say, we're now going into the All-Star break at 27, 17, and 4 off of a 2-game winning streak. In, well, pretty much Minnesota Wild fashion here. I mean, it's never going to be it's never going to be a sexy game. It's never going to be one of those, like, you know, 6-1, 6-2 type of games. That's just not what the Wild do. They're physical. They hunt. They basically grind it out. It's a lunch pail type of game. Which honestly bodes, you know, well if they can make the playoffs and stuff like that. Well, as I say that, anyway. Yeah, I mean, I know our playoff history, I know. But hey, I mean, even with, you know, all the losses we've had and stuff like that, we know this is going to be a long haul situation here. I mean, we just know. But again, man, the Minnesota Wild are now going into the All-Star break, capping off what was, again, just a tremendous hockey day in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota Wild on Hockey Day, Minnesota. Don't know why, but hey, I mean, sometimes there's just something magical about those things. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man. By the way, this is not your dad's Buffalo Sabres team anymore. This team is actually legit. And they could be a force in the upcoming future here. Dead serious on that, too. So, don't take anything away from this win, saying, oh, it's the Sabres. Like I say, these Sabres are for real. The best thing that could have happened to Buffalo is getting rid of Jack Eichel. I think most everyone there would agree. But, yeah, and like I say, this is it for the Minnesota Wild until we go down to Arizona, I believe, on February 6th. So, yeah, I mean, rest up, boys. You have about a week off. And, yeah, we'll see you on February 6th. So, yeah, I just figured I'd come on and do a quick video on the Minnesota Wild and just my thoughts. I mean, this team looks like they're finally coming together here. But we'll wait and see because trade deadline's coming up soon here. I mean, there could be some spicy moves coming up. And, yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much about it. So until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.